Hey everyone, Jay here with Eno Supply, here with Joe. We're going to start our Worx Plus product knowledge series. We're going to be diving into some tooling and giving you guys a little bit more background on each one of the tools in our line. What are we talking about today, Joe?
So today I think we are going to be talking about surface prep tools.
Surface prep.
So these are our Zig Zags. I think these are probably the most aggressive tool in our lineup beside PCDs.
PCDs.
Yeah.
We got some zero grits. We got some nasty ones. So these sort of like bridge the gap between removal tool and also surface prep, right? So Zig Zag's a great tool for, any type of coating removal, glue removal, but it can also make your initial cuts extremely quick. And the reason why that is sort of the design of the tool. If we look at it, we've got this really aggressive shape, right? And we've got a lot of leading edges and corners. Each one of these corners on the tool is what's going to be shouldering the load of your grinder. And another benefit of this tool is we've got about the same surface area on this as we do, say, like a standard segment, right? We've got that same surface area, but we've split it in half. So what that does is we've got a lot more of a cooling advantage. As we start running this at a higher RPM, we're going to be increasing the air that's flowing through that tool.
All right.
It's going to be keeping a lot cooler, right?
You'd think.
You think the more air that we have, the cooler it's going to be. So, what is a cool tool?
Cool tool stays running longer, stays open.
Stays
longer,
open, right?
Stays productive.
What's one of the main enemies of a diamond tool with surface prep is heat, right? Lack of abrasion and heat. Those are the two things that we're looking at. So, we've got benefits with both of these. We've got our very aggressive corners and leading edges. That's going to be creating texture in our floor.
All right.
That texture is going to keep it open and keep it working. It's creating an aggressive profile. And then, so we've got our texture, we've got our abrasion, and then the other thing is heat, right? So if we've got more airflow going through these two segments, we're going to be keeping it cooler, so we're taking care of the heat. So really good at prep. What have you used these on before?
A lot of thin mill coatings, glue removal, really anything nasty on top of on your floor. These should take care of it.
Yeah. So things that are going to get hot and gummy that we want to rip off as quick as we can. So pressure sensitive adhesives, things like that, a carpet glue that a lot of times if you're grinding through it and it starts to get black and smear, this has got that very narrow segment, so it's able to slice into that material quickly before we get it hot. Right. And as we're keeping it cooler, it's able to remove it without it smearing too quick. Another great application for these is going to be lightweight equipment, right?
Right.
So why is that?
Well, if you have a tool that has a lot less surface area, but spread out with pressure points the way the Zig Zags do, you can get a lot of aggression out of that machine that you probably wouldn't see with a bigger surface area tool.
Okay. So like a little lightweight Lavina 25, if it's running, let's say, just a standard single or double sag compared to this, we're going to see a huge increase in productivity of that underpowered machine.
Yep.
So if you've got some lightweight equipment that's laying around and you're not pulling it out that much because it's not getting the job done quick enough, this could be a really good option.
Heck yeah.
What do we got going on here?
Looks like a pack of Skittles.
Yeah.
So these are going to be our range of bonds. The color of the tool correlates with the bond. So
okay.
Anytime you see that, if it's not a zigzag but it's a different piece, if it's red, it's hard.
So the bond, so across the entire tooling line, the color of the tool denotes the bond of the tool.
Yep.
So in the zigzag, we've got soft bond, medium bond, hard bond, very hard bond, and then even a super hard bond. That's a pretty broad application that this tool can be used in.
A lot of options.
So if we've got a lot of bonds, that probably means we can be using it in a lot of different applications.
Yep.
So what would this guy be? What's the purple?
Purple is our super hard.
Super hard. Okay.
That's going to be for probably the softest concrete. Well, not soft concrete. Maybe you have hard concrete, but you're running through some really soft material on top.
You don't want to cut back into the concrete too much, but you need to remove that material.
Exactly.
So that super hard bond can rip through that soft material better.
Yep.
So I guess another thing would probably be like a very hard, right? Yep. So this blue color that we have here is going to be that very hard bond. So say that you've got super dense material, super dense like concrete slab that's been burnt, like slick trowel finish, and we need to prep it quickly, say for just a grind and seal or epoxy. We're doing a key grind, like a surface prep grind, and we don't want to open it up too much, but we need to generate that profile. Right. And we want some good wear out of the tool. It's a pretty good option.
Great option.
We've got very hard bond. We've got a very aggressive shape. It's going to cut quickly, but not dig into that concrete too much. This is all for underneath the machine. We've got the same shape. Have you ran one of these before?
I have. Probably one of the more aggressive cup wheels out there on the market, I believe.
Looks like it would do some damage.
Really fast. I've had my days with them, making some trenches, coming back over, cleaning it up.
Digging a bowl.
Digging a bowl.
Digging a bowl on the floor. That's good. So we've got these in a 7-inch, and we've also got these in a 5-inch. So what grits do the zigzags come in?
So zigzags come in 16 and 30 grit.
Is it just straight 16 grit all the way throughout?
It's not. The tool actually has a little bit of 20 dispersed throughout it. So it's not a true 16.
Okay.
You're getting a little bit more refined diamonds in that tool. Really does.
So it's like 16-20 for the lower grit, and then the 30 grit is
30,
also
40,
a blend, 30-40 blend. Okay. And segments. I see we've got some singles over here. We got a single segment, we got a double. So we've got a whole range of bonds.
Right.
I think one of the biggest gains in the zigzag tool really is just speed and efficiency.
Yeah.
Very, very productive diamond. The cooling advantage, the lot of leading edges for quick surface removal is a massive benefit, especially on those lighter weight machines or machines that you're having a hard time keeping a tool open. These like to stay open with that very aggressive shape because they're generating that surface texture in that floor to keep that tool working, right? So a lot of benefits, but with anything, there's going to sort of be a trade-off, right? Yeah. So we've got essentially the same amount of surface area in this double segment as we do in this single. So one of the things that you can do if we're wanting to sort of mitigate that wear is we can run a combo, right? So we're running a standard traditional segment every other on a disc. And that's what's going to happen is it's going to work like a sacrificial bar, right? So we've got our zigzag doing all the heavy lifting,
right,
doing that removal, creating that aggressive profile. And then we've got this standard traditional rock segment put every other. And that's going to extend the life of this tool almost like a sacrificial bar and then also clean up that profile.
Right.
So would you open up a floor with that?
I would open up a floor and fly.
Fly? Full exposure?
Full exposure.
Single pass?
Single pass.
Forward and back?
Who does that?
Just forward.
Just forward.
Just forward. Okay, so you're telling me we could do full exposure with this combo. We can do removal, get full stone, coating removal out the back, and then be on to our 50-60s. So that seems like a pretty aggressive tool.
Very aggressive.
Should we go give it a try?
I think we should go tear some floors up.
Let's do it. Hey, well, thank you for joining Jay and Joe with Eno Supply. We're going to keep doing this tooling demo and going through our line. If you have any questions at all on the tooling system or Worx Plus in general, feel free to reach out to myself or Joe at Eno Supply. If you've used these tools, leave a comment, let us know your thoughts, any questions at all. We'd love to have a conversation with you.